Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at one of the first lessons or activities in the dividing fractions lesson that has to do with the Cuisenaire rods. So if you have this handout, you might want to have it with you as we go through the Cuisenaire rods. But basically what we're doing here is we're defining the unit and then defining what portions of the unit would be. And then this helps the students understand the division and the how many copies of idea a little bit more clearly. So it says right here, what we're going to do is we are going to determine the value of all of these colors of the Cuisenaire rods to kind of set the scene for all the problems that we're going to do with the Cuisenaire rods. So it says first make a train, which means you put the two ends together of one orange and one brown. And we're calling that 1. So we've defined our unit as one orange and one brown. So then you see if you put the blues up underneath it, 2 of the blues make up the one whole unit. So what that means is that 1 blue is equal to 1/2. So then you find your dark green, and we come up here and we place our dark green Cuisenaire rods right there. So if it takes 3 of the dark green Cuisenaire rods to fill up the entire unit, it means that the dark green must be 1/3. And then if we find the light green pieces, we're going to do the same, and we're going to line up all the light green and see how many of the light green it takes. So I'm going to pause it right here just so the video doesn't get so long, and you can pause it as well and finish filling out the table all the way down to the white pieces. Okay, so once you've finished lining up all your pieces and creating all your trains, you should have finished the chart. So we've gone all the way down to the white pieces being worth 1/18. So now that we know what each one is worth, we can answer some of these questions. So the first one's kind of basic. It just says, what is 1 divided by 1/2? But in other words, we're asking ourselves how many copies of 1/2 are in 1. So if you remember, we denoted the 1/2 as blue. So 1/2 was blue, and the orange plus brown was 1. So I want to know how many copies of the blue is in the orange and brown unit, which is basically what I'm asking. I can see that there is 2. Okay. Now let's do one with some fractions in both the dividend and the divisor spot. So it says, what is 2/3 divided by 1/9? In other words, the students need to realize that they should be thinking how many copies of 1/9 are in 2/3. So if I had 2/3, that would mean I have 2 of the dark greens, because the dark greens are each worth 1/3. So 2/3 would be 2 of the dark greens. And I want to know how many copies of 1/9. Well, the 1/9 are the reds. So I need to know how many of these reds it takes to fill up the space of 2/3. So I can fill up, something is wrong with my document camera right now, so I'm going to pause it and figure out what is wrong. 1 second.